Hello, my name is Jon Sermon, and I'm a church minister based in the UK. And many of you who've been following the videos I post frequently will be aware that I'm doing this throughout the coronavirus situation to offer encouragement to people. Today I'm sat at my dining table with the computer down here. Normally it's upstairs in my study because I'm preparing for the evening service on Zoom, which we will be including communion. Now, I said that my plan is with these videos to try and be an encouragement, and we know that we need encouragement in these difficult circumstances. And I wanted just to notice some of the things I've got here. I've got a cross. Obviously, most of you are well aware that the cross is the symbol of Christianity. And the reason that it is the major symbol of the Christian faith is because of the reality that a cross was the means by which Jesus Christ was put to death by crucifixion. And I'll come on to really mention quite how significant that is, along with the other symbols I've got. As I say, there'll be communion in the service in an hour and a half's time, and we use bread. In this case, I've got a flatbread, a pita bread. The Jews at the time of the festival of the Passover would have used an unleavened bread that would look a little bit like this, and that was the festival out of which communion arose, and a cup in which I've got a little bit of wine. Because communion, or it's sometimes called the Eucharist, or the Mass, or the Lord's Supper, or simply breaking bread, depending on the church tradition, this is when we almost reenact what Jesus did at his Last Supper with his friends and disciples, when he took the bread and broke it and explained that this was symbolic of his body broken on the cross, and the red wine in the cup was symbolic of his blood shed on the cross. And the reason that symbolism is important is that it was Jesus who told his followers, do this in remembrance of me, but somehow it brings home to us in a very personal sense just how significant the self-sacrifice of Jesus Christ was and is for us. I've also got with me one of these, which we call a holding cross. As you see, it's a sort of a misshapen cross, but that's deliberate because it naturally fits into the hand as a comfortable way of holding it with your fingers and thumb around it, like that. And I use these quite often to offer to people in really difficult situations, including those who are terminally ill, particularly when people can sadly lose the ability to communicate properly in speech. Simply the comfort of holding one of these, reminding them of the significance of Jesus and his death on the cross, is important. And here's the encouragement. I hope it's encouragement anyway. The fact is that difficult though our circumstances are, there is hope both for this life and beyond as a result of Jesus and his self-giving on the cross, which we continue to use these symbols as reminders and reinforcement of the significance of this. But I'm going to use a different symbol, in this case the Bible, but I'm going to use it just to represent a heavy weight, to try and explain why this is so significant. Jesus Christ was and is God, God the Son of God, God living a human life. The word Emmanuel, which comes up quite often at Christmas, means literally God with us. And that was one of the titles of Jesus in the Bible. He is Emmanuel, and he lived a human life as God with us. But in doing so, he lived it as it should be lived. And the fact is that we live our lives in ways that are amounting to rebellion against God. Whenever we behave as though, or think as though, or speak as though we know better than God, we are spoiling the relationship with our Creator that we're meant for. And the Bible has a word for that. It's sin. And it simply means putting myself, I, in the middle. It's a 3-letter word with I in the middle. But sin causes separation, and it's like a heavy weight. And Jesus, when he was on the cross, if my hand represents him, as it were, reaching up to heaven, he had never sinned and had no barrier between himself and God the Father. Yet he volunteered to take our mess on the cross, and it was like this heavy weight coming down on him. So as he was on the cross, tortured to death, he cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" He had literally taken from us the weight of our sin onto himself on the cross. And that leaves us, if we accept what he's done for us, free for a renewed relationship with our Creator, with our weight removed. This is worth following up for encouragement, whatever your circumstances, and especially so when things are as difficult as they are now. God bless you.